This is for the congressmen who are trying to save TikTok and for the millions of people whose lives have been changed by this stupid app. My name is Nat Lejeune, but I was on TikTok for 6 months before I felt safe to give anyone even my first name. I made a TikTok account in 2020, sitting on the floor of my bedroom, terrified that someone would hear me. My husband had just moved out 6 days before, and I'd been a stay-at-home mom all my life, and I didn't know what I was going to do. I thought this app was going to be just like the others. I could post something anonymously, quietly, and no one would ever know it was here if I didn't tell them. I thought I could just rant and share my thoughts and feelings without anybody really listening. And then I learned about the TikTok algorithm when one of my videos blew up. Overnight, 500,000 people had seen a video in which I was describing abuse in my marriage that I didn't know yet was abuse. I had been brainwashed for 20 years to believe that I was the abuser. I was convinced that I was abusing my husband by not having sex with him often enough and making him angry at everyone. It was here on TikTok that I learned that that wasn't the case. As I started to wake up to this reality, I continued talking about it. Hundreds of thousands of women gathered around me to hold my hand and to tell me that it was going to be okay, and then to tell me that they were going through it too. Millions of people saw these videos. Thousands of men clobbered me in the comments. Abusive men who were also abusing their wives in the same way were yelling at me. It was hell for a while, but it made me stronger. TikTok gave me a voice when I had no one. No other app would have given me that voice. If I had posted to Instagram or Facebook or Twitter, no one would have ever seen it. Or if they did, the women wouldn't have had the courage to say anything, and the men still would have clobbered me, and I would have slunk back to my bedroom floor, alone and quiet. And I have no idea where I would be right now, because it wasn't just this app. It was the people on it. The people here on TikTok are different than the people out there. I don't know if it's this app that made us this way, gave us this freedom to be this way, or, if it's just who we are and we didn't have a home on other apps. This is where we found our home. People who are loving and kind and funny and free and authentic. The people here have made me laugh and made me feel heard and have given me so much hope that I wouldn't have been able to find anywhere else. In 4 years, I've built a platform, a website. I've written 2 books. I'm working on a 3rd and a 4th. And I have a future that I didn't think I'd ever have. I fell in love again. I had a spiritual awakening, and I shared it all here with people who are just like me. Now, I'll still be able to do this somewhat outside of this app. I could make videos on YouTube, but their interface sucks, and who knows if anyone would see it there either. I want nothing to do with Meta, because we all know they're behind TikTok coming down. They're hoping everyone's going to run to Instagram and Facebook, so I'm on the edge of shutting down all of my accounts everywhere else. I'm writing on Substack and working on my books, but this community that we built here is days away from gone. The way we've interacted here was so unique. It can't be replicated. Not easily. And not quickly. And that's just my story. Hopefully, you'll have thousands more just like this. There are other authors and housewives and abuse victims. There are singers and dancers and comedians. There are activists, teachers, pastors, people way smarter and more driven than me that are doing real good work in this world. The days when all I can do is repost something they've posted, but they're the ones doing this work. And if I'm not reposting their stuff, that's at least, a dozen people that wouldn't see it. There are small businesses in small towns using TikTok to advertise, to get people to see them who would never know they're there otherwise. And there are small-time influencers, not the rich ones, but the small ones that still have 9-to-5 jobs, who are making a little bit of extra money to feed their families in this awful economy. So tell all your friends in Congress that we know who's against TikTok, because they're not just against TikTok. They're against all of us, too.